Welcome back to the most awkward time of the year, which is when you have Christmas on a Wednesday, you've got New Year's on a Wednesday, and you got nothing happening in between. Except us.
Oh, less than nothing. Less than nothing.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think you might be surprised what I'm about to tell you, Paul.
Okay.
It's a big deal. Happened 48 hours ago.
Okay.
I bought the new Call of Duty.
Wow.
Yep.
How come?
So a bunch of the guys I play Apex Legends with, we all got started playing together way back in the original Modern Warfare days. And every time a Call of Duty comes out, some people go buy it or whatever and play it and whatever. But more and more people just started buying it. And a couple of people I really trust who know exactly the type of game that I like, they said, look, this is the hardcore mode that we all loved many, many years ago. And they've got domination, they've got team deathmatch, they've got everything. It's all there, and it's one bullet and you're dead. It's what you like.
Well, yeah. Okay.
For the most part.
Yeah, no, I that's the only mode I play. But yes.
Yeah, and so a lot of the previous games have screwed that up, and so I bought it, and I'm warming up to it.
This is weird for me because I've actually stopped playing this game.
Yeah, fantastic.
And,
You're playing Apex Legends?
No. The reason is I have never gotten off to this bad of a start with like a Call of Duty game.
Really?
Well, that's not true. Actually, it was the first Modern Warfare game. So back then there were single player and multiplayer campaign. Well, they still are obviously, but back then like single player was a big deal. And I think one of the things that Call of Duty brought to the world was this shift toward multiplayer, where multiplayer became like the most important thing.
Yeah.
And they built out the year where they got new maps and blah, 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 whatever. But Call of Duty 4 was, it's kind of hard to remember this, but it was it's funny because it's so simple now compared to what we have now, but it was such a dramatic expansion of the in-game capabilities and everything that my son and I, he was young enough at that time, he was just playing on my console or whatever. So he was competing in multiplayer and I was finishing single player like I used to do at the time. So weeks into this or a month into this or whatever, I finally finished single player. And so I turned my attention to multiplayer and I was lost. I lost months. I couldn't catch up. I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to get this exactly right. It's been a long time, but in previous Call of Duty games, there were just weapon loadouts and you just got them. And this was the first game where you could kind of build your loadout and you would get a better loadout over time and you had kill streaks, and back then they weren't configurable. The first Call of Duty, you just got whatever the 3 kill streaks were. It was like UAV, some kind of a plane, and then some kind of a gunship or whatever, like a helicopter.
Yep.
So I was lost and whatever. And so flash forward to today, I played all these games. Obviously I spend the year playing the latest Call of Duty typically. And I welcome the return to Modern Warfare. I mean, I realize they've run out of ideas, whatever, and they've changed it a lot. And it is, I have to say, this is the most complex Call of Duty of all time. And I say that as someone who plays every Call of Duty.
I would agree with that.
And it is really hard. Like just figuring out how to get to the hardcore modes. And by the way, figuring out how to get them to stick. Like one of the things about Call of Duty is like you go in and you're like, I play hardcore. I play very specifically hardcore team deathmatch. Any of the previous games, I could load them up right now, go into multiplayer, and that's preset. It is what I'm going to play.
Yeah.
And the new Modern Duty, the new Modern Warfare, Modern Duty is what it should be called, keeps resetting it. And I have to, if I don't look at it, I'll jump into a standard match by mistake. Like it's anyway. Leveling up, the whole thing. It's like it's really complicated. So the sheer number of screens where you can go in and customize every little part of your gun, it's like, guys. But here's the problem. I'm sorry, a lot of talking for not explaining the problem. The problem is every Call of Duty has this kind of it's a lag problem. It's kind of a hard thing to describe. But if you imagine someone shooting at you from behind you and you're running for a doorway and you're going to jump in and go around the corner so they can't hit you. Call of Duty's always had this problem where you make it around the corner and then you get shot and you die. And what happened from his perspective is he shot you before you went through the door, but it's a lag thing. And this has always been a big problem in Call of Duty. Probably in all shooters, I don't know, whatever. But, and of course I'm playing on Wi-Fi now, so it's
it's not
exacerbated by that, So, I've been talking about doing the Ethernet thing, and what has pushed that over the top for me is Call of Duty, because in this game, the lag is so horrific, and I can't fix it. Like I actually have, for the first time in my life, like lower than a 1.0 KD ratio, meaning I actually get killed more than I kill others. That has never happened to me. Like, not that I'm like, I always feel like I should be able to do at least like 2 to 1. The truth is I'm usually 1.4, 1.5, something like that. But to test this theory that this game was the problem, I went back and I played, I've been playing the last game, Black Ops 4, by the way. I posted screenshots of some of my scores, like 34-4, 27-8. You know, like the lag is not an issue like it is in the new Modern Warfare. And then I also played Modern Warfare Remastered, right? Call of Duty 4 or whatever that was. And because one of the things I do like about the new game is they have some new, like not new maps, classic maps, like I think I remember the name.
Crash,
yeah,
Shipment.
Crash, which is like an absolute favorite of all time, and it's really well done in the new game. Like, it looks great. But yeah, but even Modern Warfare Remastered, because it has problems. It's an old game, whatever. But I don't have the lag problem there either. And the problem is this game. Like, they clearly did something different that really puts me at a huge disadvantage. Actually, I suppose I should experiment with a wire, because I'm about to wire my house. I still haven't done that. But anyway, yeah, it's interesting. So for the past week, 10 days maybe, I've actually been playing the last game, not the new one.
Well, there we go.
Because it just got too frustrating. I just get in there and it's like, I don't understand. Like, it's even like, how cheap it is. Like, you wouldn't see this in Fortnite because it's such a big open game, and of course you die once and it's over. But imagine a game, well, like Call of Duty, where it's a team deathmatch. You're going to 100 points or whatever. You've got 2 teams. You have to respawn when you die. The sheer number of times that I respawn in that game and someone kills me from behind, it's like, guys, this is a problem you collectively as an industry have figured out like years ago. Like, you don't respawn people in front of the enemy, like right in front of them. Like, it's an incredibly frustrating game. Like, I feel like it's kind of broken. And I say that literally. I live in Call of Duty every year. Like, the other thing, by the way, just again, now that I'm talking about
Is this a sensitive subject? Because please go.
Well, no, it's weird, because I know I really spent a lot of time in it. The palette of this game is so dull.
Yeah,
it
agree.
lacks color. It's almost like you've set the color intensity down to like 20%. If you were to open up, like, as I have, open up Call of Duty Black Ops 4, it's like this explosion of color. It's beautiful looking. It's actually a much better looking game. Now, I think they were going for the aesthetic of the original Modern Warfare, of course. Like, I kind of get it, but geez, like, it's a lot of the surroundings, a lot of the environments are like desert based, whatever. But I don't know. Anyway, irony.
Yeah, I was gonna say this was perfect. I will fully agree that the UI of the game is terrible.
Oh, it's unbelievably bad.
The menu system is atrocious. I personally haven't had any of the lag issues, but I am also hardwired in. And granted, I haven't played like a Call of Duty game consistently in many years. So we'll see how long it's.
Yeah, but you've been playing Fortnite, so you have a feel for how these things should feel, please. Right? So what?
I don't play Fortnite.
Oh, whatever the pansy game is. But anyway, no. But you play. It doesn't matter which game it is. But the point is, you're playing what were you playing? League of Legends or what? No,
Apex. Apex Legends.
Right, sorry.
Apex Legends.
These games have all come and gone in my head. PUBG, Fortnite, whatever. But you have an understanding of the mechanics of it, obviously.
Oh yeah.
So you can make you are making an instant comparison, and so in some ways the game might be faster or slower or laggy or not or whatever. And I don't know. Like, it seems like most people who are playing Call of Duty are going to compare it to the previous Call of Duties, and like a lot of people I know will look at this and say, okay, they've gone back to that Modern Warfare aesthetic, and there are some pluses to that for sure. The maps, obviously, huge pluses. I've said this for years. I mean, they should just have Call of Duty Online. It should just be all the greatest maps, because even the bad games have good maps. Some of them, and just being able to play those back to back together, I think would be. There are Call of Duty 2 maps I'd love to play again. Like this, seriously, they're amazing. Call of Duty 2 maps. Yeah. But putting up with this, I don't want it to be this game. I don't know. And the other thing, by the way, I could be completely wrong about this. This is not something you would ever have noticed because you just started. But when this game first came out, there was like a leveling system in place. And then they did like a big change. It was like they're not calling it a season, or maybe they are calling it a season. Whatever they just started sometime in the middle of December, they started like a call it a season.
Mm-hmm.
They completely changed the leveling up system like as part of it. So like whatever I had done, it was like it didn't go back to zero or anything. It just switched over to this new thing. But excuse me, it was already complex enough, dude. Like this, I don't know.
It is. It's overly
I didn't
complex.
think we were talking about this morning. I'm sorry.
No, I mean there's not much else to be going on. I mean that's.
Well, yeah. I mean there are a couple things we should talk about. We did. I did do that Windows Weekly giveaway between the last time we talked and today. I haven't shipped any of the stuff yet, but I did Friday into Saturday. We had. I mean, I should go look at it. We had a lot of people. There were thousands of people on at least two of these things. Yeah, 2,571.
Wow.
Well, it was less than that one. I think some people have chimed in a little too late, but it was 2,500 ish for the the hardware. That one actually went pretty smoothly. I have excuse me. I still haven't heard from two people who won the Office 365 thing and one person who won the Game Pass, but it is the holidays. Like I'm gonna I'll be a complete jerk about it, but at some point, I'll write them back. I've already written some of them back. What else? Oh, we should talk about Christmas. Anything tech related?
I mean, just honestly, my Christmas has been filled with drywalling.
Yeah.
That's but I mean, it was a good holiday, right? Nothing, no broken arms, right? No hurt feelings. Santa came and went, and
yeah. I think I said this last year. I mean, your daughter's what, 5 years old? 6. No?
Yeah.
6. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Christmas is awesome when you have little kids.
Yeah.
And we don't, right? So we had a Christmas Eve thing with family, but we have my sister has younger children, and it's just awesome to be around them, for this kind of stuff. I think it's really fun. And then Christmas Day comes, and my kids like we didn't wake them up, but like they slept until like 10, and it's just it's a different kind of a holiday when they don't really give a shit anymore. But like their big gift was like they each needed over $1,000 worth of car repairs recently, so we just covered that. Like it's just it's just a different kind of thing.
Yep. No, it really is. I mean, my daughter was ecstatic. She wakes up and screams, "EK!" Like, we don't know how many more of those we get. Obviously, I got to be careful because she's still upstairs.
Right.
But yeah.
No, that's cool. That's fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Got some Sonos stuff from the Dales, and I will say, not to go full home improvement or whatever we called Brad Vila. 62 sheets of drywall were hung between when we talked last.
Now you must be taking pictures of this.
Yeah. Speaking of taking pictures, I gave my wife iPhone 11. That's what I got her.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She was actually surprised, even though we had talked about this multiple times.
I was gonna say, you probably talked about it multiple times.
Like it was a surprise, but like kind of not like she knew that she was going to get a new phone, but I think she thought we were just going to go at some point together and just whatever get it.
Yeah.
And
she hasn't. She probably is like, oh, good, thank God I got this.
Yeah. But I'm not even joking you. So she opened it up, and without even like pulling it out of the box, she goes, "This is too nice for me. You should just have it." Like, it's like what? I was like,
wow.
I was like, what? I'm like, that's really nice of you. I didn't take it. She's keeping it. But it's actually my first experience with a wide angle lens on a phone, which is
and that's which one did she get?
Just the 11, not the 11 Pro.
So does the 11 has a wide? Does it have wide angle?
It has a wide angle and a 1x. It doesn't have.
It doesn't have the zoom.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I really like the wide angle.
Yeah, I would much prefer that than a telephoto. At least the 2x. The 2x doesn't do a whole lot for me.
Right.
So
I miss it on the Pixel. That's the one thing from the iPhone I really liked. I mean, and not that the iPhone was the only one that had a wide angle lens, but I mean, I just like they have that UI in the viewfinder where you can just kind of switch between the different views, basically. I think it's really, and plus they show you the overscan. So if you're doing a normal photo, kind of grayed out on the side, you can see what it would look like if you went wide, and I think that's really cool. It's really nice.
Yeah, so that worked out well, and the reason why that jumped on my mind is she came down here and took photos with it, and
Oh, there you go. And you can get in more of the, yeah. Yep.
yep,
Yeah, it's
so
like a mini panorama almost, you know.
yeah, and I think it takes better photos than my phone does, so
That's interesting. Yeah.
yeah, we'll see, but maybe it's just because of the lighting, whatever. So drywall is all hung. Actually, I met with a contractor before this podcast, which, mind you, by the way, is occurring at 9:15 a.m. And
Yes, it is.
yeah, so I'm going to hire somebody to do what's called taping and mudding, which is the finishing of the drywall.
Okay.
Because that is
It's finished work and you want it to be right. You don't want to see creases. And,
it's an art form, and they're going to actually start tomorrow morning. So I used this guy previously when we did our kitchen. He did a great job, and I called him up, and he actually remembered like our neighborhood because he ended up doing a bunch of jobs. He's like, "Look, I've got a huge job starting in 3 weeks." He goes, "I have to be done before then, otherwise I'm not doing it." And so he's going to start tomorrow, and it should take him about 4 days. The holiday screws it up a little bit, but he can do this job in 4 days. What would take me probably a week and a half, 10 days.
I would have trouble with that too. That's
The only caveat here is the bathroom won't be done, so I will have to do quite literally one corner in the bathroom by myself. But it's one corner, you know.
it's a bathroom.
And it's a bathroom,
you know, a little line or whatever. You're like, who cares?
Yeah, it's a bathroom, and we're not finishing the bathroom in like high-end materials. It's gonna have. We picked out our flooring, I think, this week, and it'll have nice flooring and a shower and all that stuff. But it's not like tiled floor to ceiling type stuff. It'll be fine.
Right.
So that actually, because I was so nervous that he was gonna come and be like, yeah, it's $5,000 to come and tape and mud this. Or my bigger fear actually was like, oh my god, you guys did a crap job hanging all this. I'm not touching it. But he said we did fine.
Okay.
So that was a huge relief. So realistically, I'm hoping that I will be able to watch the Super Bowl down here. We also bought couches too, but I don't know if those will be in time.
But I can all stand around and
dude, there will be a picture of me sitting in a folding metal lawn chair,
like a lawn chair or whatever,
with a scotch, watching the Super Bowl down here. If we get to that point, because there's a lot of things that need to happen. Primarily, painting is going to take.
I mean, you have almost 5 weeks. I think do have 5 weeks.
It'll be close because you think about it. So I'm factoring in it's going to take him a week to do all the taping, mudding with the holiday because they're not working on the weekend. He's coming. In theory, he said as long as everything works out and dries fast enough, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and sanding on Monday, and then done by Tuesday. And then I've got to do priming, painting, and then we got to put the flooring in. The flooring's not going down until painting's done because why put flooring down and then paint on top of it? And then flooring will probably take at least a week, and then running, and then baseboarding, electrical outlets, all that stuff. It'll be close. I think it's doable as long as he holds to his timeline. So
cool.
Yeah, and then I've gotten tons of requests for posts on this, and I'm gonna do one just kind of major write up because it doesn't make sense to be like, oh, here's 1,500 words on how I screwed up hanging drywall. Like it's.
I don't know. I wonder about this kind of stuff sometime. You know, sometime.
So there'll be a nice write up at the end.
I think there could be. I think there's. I don't know. I think there's overlap.
Yeah. So, and then I got to figure out the TV sitch, and which I don't know. We'll see. We will see. So, you got anything else for today, Paul? Any more Call of Duty thoughts?
I know. I still haven't done any of my stuff. I did go. Actually, I went out to put the. I discovered was we have an outdoor electrical outlet that has it's on a GFI thing for some reason. And it's broken. Like there's something wrong with it. Like I haven't pulled it out to check to see if there's power coming to it, but I believe that's probably going to be the case because we redid all of the electric in the house, and that particular outlet used to have like a GFI. Like if you have a GFI, it has like a I don't know, like this, or maybe it wasn't a GFI and there was a GFI in the house that was connected to it. And if that one flipped, the power went, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't think those are connected anymore because we've checked every single outlet in the house and everything works fine. So I think it's broken, but I can't plug the camera into it. So I actually started down this path, and then since then we've had weather and whatever. But that will happen. Like I will be able to hang the outdoor cameras myself. Like I'll be able to do that. But I still haven't done anything on the Ethernet. But this Call of Duty, because I found a workaround. I can just play another Call of Duty.
That is the perfect Paul solution. Why run Ethernet when I can just play a different
I don't
game?
think people understand how powerful procrastination is. I will get to that. I promise.
Fantastic. Well, folks, I don't think we're doing any other days this week because tomorrow's New Year's Eve, right? Isn't it? No,
tomorrow's New Year's Eve.
Yeah, tomorrow's New Year's Eve. So nothing happening that day. We're not doing it. We'll be back Friday, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so we'll do the live show on Friday.
Yep. We will be back
solid
Friday.
2-day week. It's good.
Yeah.
And, hopefully between now and then something will happen. Not something cataclysmic, like something, some pre-CES, something, I don't know, something.
Maybe we'll start a new decade. Maybe we'll do that.
We'll start a new decade. Oh, God.
So, all right, folks, so that wraps it up for this episode. We'll catch all of you Friday. Have a happy, healthy, safe New Year's, and we'll catch all of you right back here next time.
It sounded like you were going to say, have a hateful New Year.